Hey, y'all, we are back, and this is going to be our nonprofit edition. This is super easy application to potentially get a free website for your nonprofit. One thing, as always, if you get any value from this video, if you can please like it for me, that will be most helpful. Subscribe to the channel so you'll know whenever these videos are going to drop. And as I said, I am going to be posting videos weekly for both nonprofit and for-profit. Leave me a comment letting me know that you have subscribed to my channel. Or again, if there's grants that you're interested in, opportunities that you're interested in, or if there's questions about this video that I do not address in the video. Now, with this application for this, they are going to give 48 free websites to nonprofits. The caveat to this is you have to have your tax exempt status. And I know sometimes individuals will get a nonprofit not understanding that it is a two-step process if you're looking for a tax exempt status through the federal government, i.e. the IRS. That is your 501c3 status. You will either be doing a short form if you're making less than $50,000 in your first 3 years, $275 for that, or the long form. If you're an organization that's already receiving funding and you're thinking, hey, I need to get this tax exempt status, I project that I'm going to make over $50,000 in donations, or receive rather than make. Words matter here. So if you don't have your tax exempt status, unfortunately, you cannot apply for this particular opportunity. However, they do this opportunity multiple times per year. So I would highly recommend watching the video, figuring out the questions that they're going to ask you. So as soon as you get your tax exempt status, you'll then be able to apply for this particular opportunity during one of their rounds of 48 websites for 48 nonprofits. I am going to share my screen and go through this fairly quick and easy application. Again, if you have any questions, put it in the comments and I will make sure to answer those for you. Okay. Name of the organization, 48 and 48. 48 free websites for nonprofits that have their tax exempt status in 48 hours. So if you have a website that you want it to be updated, or you don't have a website, if you're selected, you will have your website ready to go in just 2 days. And considering what they're offering, if you have a website and it's time for a checkup and it's things that it's not doing that you would like for it to do, I highly recommend applying. And like I said, they offer this multiple times per year. So if you don't get it this round, try the next round. And if you don't have your tax exempt status, go ahead and start working on that process as well, if that's something that you're interested in. So you can receive those donations and offer your donors that letter, letting them be able to get that credit at the end of the year. So we're going to look through the application. They tell you what they do provide. Okay, they provide professionally built marketing websites where you keep your domain name, but get an entirely new WordPress. So this is going to be a WordPress site. So if you are not well versed or you don't have someone on the team that can assist, maybe this isn't the opportunity for you. I did have a WordPress website and I was able to figure out how to use it just by going to YouTube. So it's possible. Pre-event training to prepare for a website build, optional classes to coach nonprofits in digital marketing, and then limited support both pre and post event. So before the event and after the event. They do not provide complex website builds, large membership sites, integrations, large e-commerce, ticket sales, etc. Edits or improvements to existing websites. They don't replace old sites. They do work within the old site. And then unlimited support, both pre and post. They do not provide unlimited support. As they said, it's going to be limited support that they're going to provide to you all. The form below that we're going to complete is going to be pretty simple. The eligible nonprofits. So the nonprofits must fall under each of the following eligibility requirements in order to be considered for the 48 and 48. So the first requirement is that it's an established nonprofit, non-government organization. The organization must have an annual operating budget at $3 million or less. So that's an opportunity for lots of nonprofits that have their tax exempt status, because $3 million is a lot for an operating budget. At least one dedicated person that can spend up to 10 hours on this project leading up to the event. So either yourself or somebody on your team has to be available, because again, they want to make sure that this is completed within 48 hours. And if you do not have the capacity to have someone available for the 10 hours, I would not apply for this opportunity, because it's going to take away from somebody else. And it's probably going to frustrate the people that are doing this for free, that they can't get the individuals on the line or available to see this from start to finish within 48 hours. And then overall mission is generally non-religious and non-political. So no religion, no politics. So we'll check all of these off and say that, yes, we meet all the requirements. If they take us, all right. Now, basic information here: name of your nonprofit, your address, your organization's mission. Every nonprofit should have a mission statement. So whatever your mission statement is, whether it's, to serve all children and underrepresented communities, to take them from, below poverty to at poverty or above poverty, whatever it is that your goal is, make sure that that is your mission statement. And again, even though they don't limit the words, make sure it's brief. So immediately they can know this is their mission, this is what they're trying to do, so they can get an idea of what type of website that they're going to be building. How many people does your group help per year? Whatever that number is, 100, 200, 1,000. Was the nonprofit founded by a person who identifies with a minority group and or a person of color? And is the nonprofit's mission to serve primarily minorities or communities of color? It's sounding like they are going to show priority, again, to underrepresented individuals, specifically minorities or people of color. And not only the organization's founder fitting into this qualification or this group, but also the community that is being served is the minority community or communities of color. So keep that in mind, because they've asked it twice to make sure that that's what we have going on. Okay. So do you have an existing website? You can select yes, or you can select no. I selected no, and then I'll go back and select yes, and we'll see what those questions are. Do you have a domain name? Hopefully you do have a domain name. If you don't have a domain names are about $10 a year. Sometimes it's $1 for the first year. So whatever you want your website to be, if it's www.positiveorganizationSaveTheChildren.org, whatever it is, make sure that you have that name ready, because what you don't want is they're getting ready to assist you with the website and there's no domain name, and the name that you want is not available. So now you're sitting there spending time trying to think of a secondary name or a backup plan when they're ready to get the ball rolling on your particular website. How many pages does your website have or need? They're limited to 12 pages, so you can't get more than 12 pages. I think 12 pages will be a massive website, because I'm thinking, you're going to have your home page, you're going to have your About Us page, you're probably going to have a page that lists, who's a part of the organization, potentially the board member, so that's going to be a page. You might have a page of resources. You might have a page of in the community so they can see exactly things that you're doing, a contact us page, and maybe a donation page. So that's putting us at 7 pages. And I think that's a pretty hefty website right there. I don't know what else you would add to put you to 12 pages. And maybe there's an events tab for upcoming events. But remember, they don't do websites for ticket sales. So you can let them know about the event, and maybe there's a link to Eventbrite or something like that, but they are not going to be able to assist you if that's what you're looking for. I think what they're trying to do is ensure that nonprofits who might not have this social presence, i.e. through a website, that you have that presence, especially if you're doing great things in the community and people aren't able to go to your website and see exactly what it is that you're doing. Again, this isn't for a large nonprofit that has the capacity to have a more high-level website. I am a little indifferent, right? Because they're saying that they want you to have a budget of less than 3 million. And somebody with a 2.9999 million budget, I would hope that somewhere in that budget is for administrative and their website, that they're not taking away this opportunity from somebody that has a budget of less than $50,000. But that's just my opinion. However, they're saying if you got 3 million, they'll do you a free website as long as it's less than that 3 million. Then does your website have any functionality today that you want to keep? So just let them know if you have a website, what is it that you like, what you don't like, all of those things. What does your website not do that you need it to do? I put donations because I notice with newer nonprofits, I'll go to their website, but there's not a donation page for me to just, do a little PayPal, send it off. They might ask for my address and then they'll send me some type of card, right? And ask me for donations. But I think that's something that most nonprofits should have, because in this day and age of technology, it is much easier for people to donate through a donations page versus thinking that somebody is going to receive your card, then take that next step to make that particular donation. So here, if we select that we do have a website, the only difference is they're asking you for your current URL. So whatever your current website is, if you have one, I'm going to change this back to no, so we don't get any triggers at the end. We're going to put that we don't have a domain name for now. All right. Then they're looking for the primary contact person, phone number, email address. If you have a secondary person, I say always have a backup person, because what if they can't get in contact with you and they like, we tried, let's go to the next person. So if you have an assistant, if you have a partner, a board member, somebody that can be a backup to be able to respond when they reach out. How did you hear about us? Facebook, or you can do other, and then other would be YouTube. And you can put my page name just in case, again, in case they come and say, oh, this person was talking about us. That would be pretty exciting, to say the least. And then you have to upload your 501c confirmation letter or other charity proof document. This is not the real form because I don't have a nonprofit. I just put something in there so I can head over to the next page. I don't know what other charity proof document would be outside of your 501c3, unless maybe they're looking for your articles or your bylaws or things like that. That part I'm not for certain, but it appears that they are interested in individuals who have their 501c3 confirmation, which is the tax exempt status. And then the final page notes about the event. Nobody will need to be on site. Primary contact will need to be available, which I mentioned before. It goes live at the end of the 48 and 48 event. So after 48 hours, you're going to have a live website where you will be able to share that with the community. And I think that is awesome because websites are pretty expensive nowadays. And especially for nonprofits, it's a smidget more expensive as well because of the different functionalities that you're going to want on that website. And they're using WordPress. So that's going to require a little bit of coding on the back end in order to make this website go. And then this is a GIF, and it is not work for hire. Thus, the nonprofit will have input on the project concerning the look and feel, but will not have the degree of input as if it were a commercial website project. That is important. If you are somebody that is extremely particular, because I know that I am, I'm very particular about how things are, where things are placed. This probably wouldn't be the best for me, but I think that if you don't have anything, something is better than nothing, because if you are a nonprofit and you're reaching out to large corporations, you're reaching out to the Walmarts, the Home Depots for their different grants that they currently have available for nonprofits, the first thing that they're going to ask you for, aside from your name and phone number, is your website. So I wouldn't be as particular if I didn't have something already in place. I would take what I can get, make sure, it's seeking and showing my vision as much as it can, but that will give you a starting point. So once you do have more funds coming in, maybe the following year, you can do some upgrades and updates to your website. But again, having something is better than not having anything at all if you're currently a nonprofit seeking funding, especially from larger companies. And then you'll have two options where you can host your site. So you have to have a place to host your site, meaning you have to have a place in the virtual world that somebody says, I'm going to make sure that whenever somebody comes to your website, they see it. You have the GoDaddies out there that has hosting. I know a lot of people who have different boutiques and stores. They use Shopify. You have Wix. It's a whole bunch of different sites for hosting. So you can take their website files and database and move it to any hosting company that supports WordPress. Remember, this is a WordPress site. This isn't one of those drop and go sites where, you drop stuff in and you have your website at the end. This is coding that's going to happen. Or you can leave it on their platform and they have a monthly fee, which is $60 for the basic plan and $90 for advanced. Once you're selected to be a part of this 48 and 48, they'll have a more deeper conversation with you about the hosting options and to figure out which one would be the best for you. I used GoDaddy in the past, and if this is $60 per month for the basic plan, I know I pay less than whatever 60 times 12 is for my GoDaddy host, and I might have paid $300 for the year. So this is definitely more expensive than your GoDaddies of the world, and GoDaddy does support WordPress. Here you're going to say you understand everything. You can sign up for their newsletter or not, and then you're just going to submit your application and wait to see if you get selected. I did forget to read the website to you all, so let me do that. Hopefully you watch to the end because this is going to be very hard to find because it's buried so deeply inside of the website. But it is the number 48-nonprofit-application/# G as in girl, F as in Frank, _ the number 51. Again, that's all you got to do. I think this is pretty simple. You're telling them what you got, what you like, what you don't like, what you need, what you want, and they might select you and give you a free website so you can go out here and ask these Walmarts of the world to give you some money and look at all the beautiful things that you're doing in the community because it's going to be highlighted on your website. If you got anything from this video, please give me a like. Please subscribe. If you got any questions or if you want to leave me a comment to let me know you subscribed or things that you would like to see, things that I might not have answered, put it down in the comments. But until next time, until next week, we are going to do a video on Monday about how to increase your credit score. So if that is something that is interesting to you, it is going to go live 6 p.m. Central Time. I'm gonna get it right this week, because last week I was on Eastern Time, but it is 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. So until next time, I want to wish everybody a happy new year. Thank you for watching this video, for going on this journey with me. And I hope you all have a beautiful rest of your day, and be safe out there tonight. If you're going to go out, if you're going to stay in, that's beautiful as well. And have a glass of champagne or have a non-alcoholic drink for me. Until next time.